Hi, welcome everyone. I know it's already Thursday again, and every Thursday at 2 p.m. CT, Central European Time, we're getting together and we talk about what helps you to boost your visibility, to stand out in a greater way, to really turn your knowledge and your wisdom into gold. And as you know that right now we have started to talk about how do thought leaders think, and we said that thought leaders think and act and show up and speak in a way that they're courageous. And we said that every letter of the word courageous stands for some concrete way of how they show up. And over the last couple of weeks, we already covered the first 4 letters. We already spoke about the C, the O, the U, and the R. And the C, as we said, stands for clarity. So we spoke about why it's so important for you to be crystal clear of why you want to show up. Why it's so important to know why do you want it for yourself, for your business, for your audience. What impact do you want to make, right? And maybe right here, right now, put into the post, into the comments below, why do you want to be more visible? Why do you want to be an outstanding thought leader? Why do you want to show up in a greater way? Why do you want it for yourself? And clarity also stands for being clear on, who do you want to pay attention to your message? Who are the people you want to connect with and work with? Who are the people that, in your ideal audience and your ideal clients? And, also like, what do you want them to know about? What is your best offer? What do you want to, invite them to pay attention to in a greater way, okay? And hi, Erica, it's great to have you as well. So, again, clarity stands for being clear on why do you want to be visible, who's your best audience, your best client, and what's your best offer. And then the O stood for how are you becoming more original? How do you stand out? How are you not just one of those copycats out there to really trigger more attention? And, the U stands for how do you become unapologetically yourself? So we spoke about how do you show up more boldly, more brave, right? And then last week we spoke about how do you show up more regularly? Because again, the more regularly you show up, the more consistently you show up, right? The more people start paying attention, the faster you build your loyal tribe of followers and fans. And, from there, the more clients you attract that want to work with you. So what do we want to talk about today? And again, if you're here with us, just again, give us a love, give us a like, and just say hi. We'd like to know that you're here with us. And so today what we'll speak about is how do you show up more authentically? And as you're showing up more authentically, how do you turn your words, what do you have to share, your wisdom, how do you turn your words into gold? And let's let me ask you, I mean, a lot of people that I work with, they come to me and say, hey Monique, I'm not, I post quite regularly and still, I don't have people that engage very much with my message. I don't get a lot of loves and likes. Or maybe some people say, I get a lot of loves and likes, but people don't engage with me. I don't connect with them. I don't build a connection. I don't get them to talk to me, and because of that, I don't gain clients from it. How can I change that? And I'd like to know right here, right now, how happy are you personally, with you showing up, with you reaching out? And hi, Jessica, it's great to have you, right? Again, I'd like to know, when you show up, how happy are you with the results you're creating? How much do people connect and resonate with you, engage with you and your message? And how happy are you with turning the interest that you're creating into happily paying clients? How happy are you with the results you're creating? I would like to know, right? And so post in the comments below, how happy are you right now with the results you're creating as you're showing up, okay? And it's not necessarily you just posting on social media or doing Facebook Lives. It's also like when you're on stages online, right? Or even live, right? Again, how happy are you with the results you're creating from showing up. You know, what's your number between 1 to 5? 1 is like, I'm really entirely unhappy, nothing really happens. 5 is, oh my God, it couldn't be better. You know, every time I show up, I gain clients, I make connections, you know, new doors open up, I embrace great opportunities. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 5? Let us know what your number is. And then also the question is not only where are you right now, the question is really where do you want to go next? Where do you want to be? You know, in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, where do you want to be? Right? So what's your number now? And where do you want to be then? Right? So, you know, just put in your number. You'd like to know what your number is. And even if you're watching it afterwards, right, as a replay, just share the number with us. And again, if you say, a lot of people say, hey, I'm a 2 or I'm a 3 and I really want to become a 4 or 5. How do you do it? Well, again, right, by being more courageous and by being more authentic with sharing your message and turning your words into gold. So again, you know, what happens if you do it? What happens if you are more authentic, right? Or let's talk about what happens if you don't in the first place. Well, if you just, you know, just copy paste messages, or you just show up as the instructor, or, you know, you're really not your authentic self and you just copy quotes from others and you know, messages from others and content from others, and, you know, you maybe tweak it a little bit, but it's not really yours. What happens? Well, of course, people don't resonate with you. They say, oh my God, I've seen that like many times before somewhere else, right? It's just copied, right? And in that case, people don't feel like you give them something original. They don't feel like it's something you hold. You know, they don't connect with you. They don't resonate with you. And if they don't connect and resonate with you, of course, they're not going to follow you. And they're not going to, you know, communicate with you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't feel like you have to give them something that is special, that's outstanding. Okay? But if you are authentic, and we're going to talk about today how you become more authentic and how you really turn your words into gold. You know, but if you are more authentic, what happens? Magic happens. Because people feel like, again, you come out there, not only with your mind, you're not just only wanting to give them some information. They feel that you are in it. You are in it with your heart. They feel connection with you. They feel like, you know, you're creating an energy. You make them feel in a certain way that no one else can make them feel this way, right? They feel that it's not only how you make them feel, it's also that they feel like you share some authentic experience and stories and guidance and suggestions and advice that they cannot get anywhere else. And if they have that feeling that they get information, you know, you feed their mind, their brain, you inspire them in a way that no one else can. And if they feel like you make them feel in a certain way no one else can. And if you then motivate them to take action, and they start taking action and they see it's working, guess what? They come back again and again and again. Just this morning, I got a beautiful email, I saw a beautiful email from one of our clients. You know, as you know, we work with people all over the world to really grow and scale their business and get them to speak up and use the power of their voice to get more visible and stand out in greater ways and make more money and grow their impact in this way. And just this morning, I got this email from a client that was saying, Monique, I'm so excited now, even that I've been working with you for a few weeks, right? I'm even more excited now because, hey, just recently I started to make really some great money and I know things are working and I'm excited to continue on this journey, right? And again, if you don't just share something with people because you think like, I have to post something or I have to say something on that speech or on that summit or wherever you speak, but you really come from your heart and you share something that will uplift people and motivate people to take action, and if it works, they will want to continue working with you. They will follow you and they'll tell all their friends about you and the amazing work you do with them and for them. And so again, you know, this is the benefit. If you are showing up as being your authentic self, you're not just sharing information, you're sharing your heart, you're sharing energy. You get people to step out of their comfort zone and take that action that they were afraid to take just because you showed them how. And you have this way of doing it that is just your way and no one else can. Well, you have clients for a long time and fans for a lifetime, right? Okay, so I know you want to know, good, Monique, I understand the importance. Now I really want to know, how do I do it? How can I show up being more authentic? How can I turn my words into pure gold? Okay, and I thought, hey, we talk about turning your words and your wisdom into pure gold, so I thought, why don't we take the word gold and we break it apart and say, okay, there's 4 elements on how you can show up in a more authentic way and how you can really turn your words and your wisdom into gold. And the G stands for guidance. Okay, so the thing is, how can you show up more authentically? A lot of people just they read a book or 2 or 3, or they go on a course and then they teach what they learn to others. And yes, it would be a good starting point if you have no information, no experience whatsoever in your field, but in that case, don't pretend to be an expert. But you know what? The good news is, I know you are here with us right now because you want to show up in a greater way. You want to be more visible, meaning that you have an expertise already. Okay? And then, check that expertise and turn that into something people can use to lift their life up, to bring their business to a different level, to make them feel better or more beautiful or more powerful or more impactful or more wealthy or whatever they want, whatever you're teaching, right? So there's a friend of mine, I think it was Darren LaCroix. He's one of the, he's one of the World Championship winners of public speaking, and he keeps saying all the time, when you speak, don't just create a speech, create a process people can follow so they get from where they are to where they want to be, right? Okay, so I say it again. Don't just create a post, don't just create a message, don't just create a Facebook Live, don't just create a speech. Rather, first create a process that guides people from point A to point B, from a place where they are to where they want to be. So in my case, for example, as you know, we help people to really use the power of their voice and grow and scale their business. So I have created not just one process, but different processes where we guide people from making little money, maybe they make 1,000 or 2,000 a month, and we guide them to make 5,000 a month, right? Okay, there's certain steps they need to take, certain experiences they need to have, certain things they need to learn and become able to do, right? And they need to pitch with impact, they need to craft a powerful offer that is scalable, right? And so on, right? So they need to start showing up in a greater way. They need to know how to trigger attention and do marketing in a greater way, right? So I crafted a process around that. So I know, as we've worked with hundreds of people from all over the world over the last 8 years, this process works because we fine-tuned it and crafted it again and again. So we know this process works, and because we have that process, now we can guide people from a place where they are, namely making very little money in their business, to making a significant amount of money in their business, so they can feel, they feel like, oh yes, I can stand on my own feet, right? And hi Deva Priya, it's great to have you as well, welcome. And then also we have a process where we take people that make, maybe 5,000 a month to get them to make 10,000 a month, right? 10,000 euros a month, right? Maybe that's you. And again, there's certain things that get people that make very little money, that mostly offer, for example, one-on-one sessions to clients and like coaches, right? That coach clients one-on-one. We help them craft an offer where then they work with a group of people, so they don't invest as much time anymore, and they can uplift a bigger number of people right away, so they make more money, they have a bigger impact, and they can grow their business this way, right? Or we help people, take what they do physically, and especially now, last year in the pandemic, where people have been doing things physically on stage and face-to-face with their clients, we get them to take it online. So that again now, you can work with people all over the world. So again, I crafted a process, and because I crafted a process, I could not, the way it is, it allowed me already many years ago to grow and scale my business. So I can actually work with hundreds of people at the same time, where each of them is stepping up step by step, where we have a powerful tribe, where they support each other. And that process now is actually, of course, I'm making 6 figures, several 6 figures every year, right, with that. So this is how you turn your expertise in your words, your wisdom into gold. And I'd like to know from all of you, and by the way, hey, this is a place where we like you to be visible. So again, in the comments below, just share with us, what is the wisdom? What is the experience? What is the message? You know, what is it that you want to help people with? That you want to uplift people with? What is the process that you are guiding people through to make a bigger impact in their life, right? So type in below here, because again, it gives you visibility to let everyone else know that is here with us and that's watching this afterwards as well. Let people know, what is the process you guide your clients through? Because whenever you share that anywhere, someone might pick it up and might say, this is exactly what I need right now. Okay, so type it in the comments, right? We would like to know, okay? And, you know, just type in, what is the process you're guiding people through? Don't hold back. This is your opportunity, right? To show up, to show your face, and to show up as the expert that you are, right? So if, you know, and again, there's so many ways of, once you're clear, you have not just crafted a message, you haven't just crafted a speech, but you really have crafted a process that you can guide people through to really transform their life and their work and their business, so they become more wealthy and more impactful, or whatever you help them with. Okay, when you have that process, again, now you have something like a central theme as a thought leader. And how do you turn it into gold? It's very easy, right? Every post, every speech you give, you know, you take a part of the process, you guide people through, and you mention that. You give hints and tips, and you use major messages as quotes, right? So again, you start crafting your own quotes, right? You craft your own messages. You start becoming authentic, because you can teach people something that you've gone through, that clients of yours have gone through, that you know that works. And you can write it, you know, you can write things out in an ebook, you know, several ebooks become a book. You can run your podcast, like some of my clients are running a podcast, right? Very successfully, right? And again, you know, you get that message out there in a greater way, in your way, and that makes you authentic. So the G stands for, offer guidance, but, you know, don't just copy paste what other people teach. You know, create a process based on what you've gone through, your experience, and then, you know, guide people through it this way. That makes you authentic. So the O stands for opinion, right? And I know that this is a tricky and scary part for a lot of experts, right? They say, oh my God, yeah, I mean, things are happening in the world and I have a pretty strong opinion about it, but I'm not going to post about it, okay? You know, again, remember, thought leaders are courageous. And here, besides being courageous and brave and showing up, the other thing is, if you share your opinion unapologetically, you become authentic. And what's the benefit in that? The benefit is, again, that when you share your raw opinion, you know, people start either, there's normally only two ways people go, right? Or three, maybe, okay? But the first one is people say, I really resonate with her saying that in this way. This is exactly what I think, but I wasn't brave enough to express it, right? So there's the people that say, oh my God, you know, this is, yes, I so resonate with that. I have the same opinion, okay? You know what you do in that moment? You create bonds, you create connection. Besides you teaching them something and guiding them in some way and helping them transform their life, you also share your own opinion that they resonate with. So that they don't only know who you know, what you do and what you can do for them, but they also resonate with you on a deeper level, from heart to heart, right? Like, for example, my clients and I, we are, you know, with our precious Business Power Tribe, we run heart-to-heart connection calls. And on one of those, you know, one of our latest editions, one of our clients that had just joined us recently, she came on that call. And on that call, we don't speak about business. We speak about things that go deeper than business. We really open our heart and mind, and we share what's really happening in our life, in the world, and how we see things, right? And I can tell you, oh my God, that just creates such a stronger bond between each other. And also, as I said, one of our latest clients had just joined us on one of these sessions, and she said, oh my God, Monique, I'm so impressed by the work you do and all the things you teach us. But now seeing who you really are and how you see the world, I just feel entirely connected at an entirely different level. So again, the good news is if you share your opinions, in an honest, authentic way, you build powerful bonds. And I said that there's 3 ways of how people respond to it. The first one is people say, oh yes, this is me. Okay? They see themselves in what you're saying. The other thing is people are indifferent. They say, what doesn't resonate with me because maybe the topic is not interesting for them, right? The third option is that people say, oh my God, this is really not me. Oh my God, this is entirely wrong. They judge you. They feel like this is an opposite to what they think, right? You're entirely wrong. This is a no-go, right? And maybe they even, if it's a post in which you express your opinion, they might even post something nasty, right? True, that might be painful in the moment. That might hurt. But the benefit is that the people that resonate with you, you build a connection. You show up more authentically, that they will watch you, they will follow you, they will want to hear more about how do you see the world? What do you think? They will follow you, they want to learn from you, they want to talk to you, eventually they want to work with you. People that are indifferent, well, maybe they're indifferent in the moment, but maybe next time you express an opinion, they say, yes, that's me. So they're at the fence, and they can either go into the I resonate with this, I love to connect with you further, or they go into no, this person is not for me. Monique, you're not my thing, right? And that's okay. And there's even benefit in having people that say, you know what, I don't resonate with you, this is really not my tribe, this is not the opinions that, I live by, these, it's not my values. And these people will start taking a distance, okay? So, and that's even good in itself. Why? Because you don't waste your time trying to convince someone that will never fit into your world anyhow, right? So this is great, because if you show up authentically in your way, you share your own opinions, you will attract and connect bonds with the people that resonate with your values and your opinions. And, and then again, you also kind of filter out the people that will never want to work with you. And that is fine. You're not for everyone, right? So this filter function is perfect. And again, let me ask you right now, are you brave enough going forward from this session today to share your opinions more openly, more boldly? Okay, I'd like to know. Please share with me, right? Okay, let me know if if that is something you're willing to commit to. Yes, I'm going to show up and I'm going to share my own opinions, in a more brave, bold, unapologetic way, in a more authentic way, right? Okay, so much about opinions. The L stands for lessons, right? So a lot of people just teach, right? I mean, when you look at social media, there's a lot of people that just share posts on, hey, here are the 3 steps of this and the 10 steps of this, and and all of that is good. It goes back to what I said about sharing your own guidance authentically. However, without the L, it's not gold, right? The L gets you to weave in your own experience, your own stories. Okay, what has happened? Because again, people say, okay, you tell me to take these 3 steps, but I don't see how I can make that happen. I don't see that this is possible. I don't see that that could work, and I don't see that that could work for me. So you need to actually put the L in, right? So the L, is like your own lessons from your life, from your business. So what you want to do is you want to actually weave in experiences from yourself. Like, for example, if I would say, hey, this is how you craft a keynote speech, right? For example, right? If I have a person how to craft a keynote speech, which I do, and again, we help people to go professional with their speaking. Of course, you need to craft a keynote speech. So we also help people to craft their own keynote speeches sometimes. And again, if I just tell them, look, it's this, and this way, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, yes, they can make it happen. And still, they might not have the confidence to even start. So what I do is I weave in stories. I say, good, like, for example, if you craft a keynote speech, at some point you need to craft a powerful opening. And I give them examples of how I open my keynotes when I'm out there speaking. And I tell them about when I use these elements as an opening part, how did my audience respond, right? So again, You want to weave in your own stories, your own experiences, to give people concrete examples, make them see that things can be done, get them to trust that they can do it themselves, and also show them what results it's going to give them, right? Okay, once they follow your advice, once they follow that guidance. Because again, if people see that it has worked for you, and it has worked for many of the clients you've been working with, right? Where we, like I could give you the pros and tell you about, how do you grow your business to 10K a month and, above that. But if I cannot share with you stories of how clients of ours, actually, some of them really made 10K in the first couple of months, and they reached like 6 figures in the first year. Well, if I cannot share you that story, concrete stories of concrete people that doubled or tripled their income last year in a really challenging year, you might not trust that what we're sharing with you, or what you could do, is really working. So again, don't just teach, don't just guide, don't just share your opinions. Weave in your own lessons, weave in your own experience from yourself, because again, that creates trust, that makes you an outstanding leader, and also from your clients and from other people that you learned and you worked with, right? Okay. So again, that creates trust, that gets people into action, right? And then, of course, the gold would be nothing without a D. And what does the D stand for? The D stands for, share your dream, okay? So share your dream. And, again, this is crucial if you want to show up more authentically, right? And again, you might, I don't know if you've watched the video and the TEDx speech from Simon Sinek, what makes great leaders great, or, the power of why. Okay, he on his TEDx speech speaks about that, successful businesses are successful because in the first place they communicate and are clear on their why. And only then do they start to communicate what they do and how they do it, right? And, I don't know, I think he uses the example of Apple, right? He uses, I think, the example, I don't know if he uses the example of Starbucks in that video, but like Starbucks, for example, yes, of course it's a coffee shop, but there's many coffee shops out there, right? But, their mantra, their why is one coffee, one person, one neighborhood at a time, right? And they craft their whole shops around that. And, again, you walk in and you feel like home, right? You feel like that's a connection. And the coffee is special, and how you're treated is special, and they write your name on their cups and all of it. They love their coffee. They love the people that come into their places, and they love the neighborhood they're in, right? They really integrate beautifully, and they add that extra sparkle to the neighborhood they're in. So this is just an example. And again, the question is, what is your dream, right? Because again, if your why is clear, then what you say and how you say it in your own authentic way will kind of create that magical gold dust on everything you say, right? So just yesterday, with one of our more advanced business growth member clients, we had a conversation about what is your legacy, right? I mean, we mapped out the goals for this year together, and then, but before we even spoke about intentions and goals for this year, I said, I shared with them a video, and, Devapriya, you were on there with us, right? And we spoke about what is the legacy you want to create, right? Everything we do every day, everything we say is going to leave a footprint in someone's mind, on someone's heart. Okay, what we create every single day makes a difference, a long-term difference in someone's life. So we need to be aware of that. Meaning that be clear on your legacy, be clear on your mission. What difference do you want to make? Don't, it's like, Starbucks is not just making coffee. Apple is not just creating computers, right? You are not just a branding expert. I'm not just a business mentor, right? I'm someone that helps people to speak up, scale up their business, and impact the world in a greater way. That's what we do here in HeartPowered Business. That is our magical dust. We are not just giving business advice. We help people see that they are bigger than what they think themselves they are. We get them to actually build a business within a couple of weeks and months where they start making more money than they thought would be possible, right? We show them the way, but we don't only show them the way. Our why is we want people to embrace their message, embrace their language, embrace their wisdom, and share it with the world in a way that they grow their business, they make more money, they live a greater life, and they support others to live a greater life, and they make a bigger impact in the world. So the question is, what is your fairy dust? What is your golden sparkle that you sparkle onto people with everything you say, with everything you do, with everything you share? Because again, that becomes your central theme. And if you weave that into every message you share, no matter if you write a post, or you run it, you run a podcast, or you do a Facebook Live, or you speak, or you write a book, or whatever, or you run a program with your clients, always bring your fairy dust, your dream into your message. That makes you stand out. That makes you authentic. That makes you unique. And that way, you cannot simply be copied. People can copy what you teach, but they cannot copy your golden dust, your fairy dust, right? Okay, so again, let's summarize, right? So how do you become more authentic, and how do you turn your message and your words into gold? Okay, follow the gold formula. Okay, don't just give speeches. Create a process that gets people from where they are to where they want to be, and not just any process. Think about who are the people you want to serve most? Who are the people that are closest to your heart? I love people that have a message and a voice and want to build a business around and make a bigger difference this way, that have a mission that really impacts the world in a greater way. Okay, and of course I help them in my own way. Again, the question is, what is your way, right? What is the guidance you can give? What's the process you can craft, right? And again, if you have any questions right here, right now, please put them into the chat, and we're here to answer them right away. What else would you like to know? Just type it here in the comments, either now or even if you watch it later, type it in the comments, we answer it afterwards. Or, just send us an email, send us an email at hello@moniquebloxhill.com, right? So again, just send us an email and we'll answer your questions. And just right here, right now, if you want something answered, put it into the comments, and I just keep an eye out. And this is why sometimes I look down there at the screen where I can also see, what comments are being posted. So share your questions. What is it that you would like to know? And, again, let's summarize the gold formula. So the G stands for guidance, the O for opinion. If you share your opinion more authentically, you attract the right people, and you let go of the people and filter out the people that are not resonating with your opinions and your view of the world and your values. And the L stands for lessons. Weave in how have things worked for you. What were your experiences? Create trust that they can do it too. What have your clients achieved? Weave that in your messages as well. That makes you stand out and become authentic, because every story is different, and your success stories and your client success stories make you stand out authentically. And then never forget about, what is your dream? What is the legacy you want to create? What's your why behind everything you do? And keep making that your central theme across every communication. Every time you show up, weave that in. That makes you, everyone people hear about that, they say they have you in mind, and they talk about you to others, right? So again, as you know, I'm here to inspire you, but I'm also here to invite you to take concrete action right here, right now, okay? So what I'd like you to do is, right now, and even after this Facebook Live, start thinking about 2 questions. One is probably easier, the other might be a little more challenging. The first question is, what is your process? What is your guidance? From where to where did you guide people with the amazing work you do? And again, remember, this is a place for you to get more visible, meaning that we would like you to put it in here, put it into the comments so more people see about the amazing work that you do, right? And the second question is, the question about fairy dust, right? It's really the question about, what is the legacy you want to leave, you want to create? What do you want people to remember? How do you want to make the world a better place? What is your mission? What is your why? What is your legacy, right? And if you already know that, perfect. If you don't know it, start thinking about it. Because again, that makes you, the more clear you are on that, the more you stand out, the more authentic you become, the more people connect with you, right? At a deeper level. Great, so that's the gold formula. I hope it's helped you, and again, I look forward to see more comments in the next couple of minutes and hours and days here on our Facebook Live, because I'm here to inspire and support you. And again, take the action, share with us what is your process, what is your guidance that you guide people through, and what is your legacy. And take the action and share it with the world, right? And start sharing it in a more consistent way. And every time you show up, you speak up, okay? And as you know, also, sometimes I mention like the work we do here. Again, if you feel you have a voice and you want to get more visible with your message, and you really want to become that outstanding thought leader and make greater money with it and really boost your income and your impact, we are here to support you in so many different ways. And I'm sure that there's one way that's going to resonate with you, okay? First of all, you can send us a message at hello@moniquebloxhill.com, right? So, it's just my name, moniquebloxhill.com. So hello@moniquebloxhill.com. Send us an email there. Or, also you could join our HeartPowered Business Circle, which is actually, your opportunity to get monthly concrete trainings and hints and tips on how do you attract clients in an easier way, how you get more visible, how you step up in a greater way, how you grow your income. And we share our best strategies and methods and tools. And also you become part of a powerful tribe where people support each other, open each other doors, connect with each other, help each other on this journey of really becoming that outstanding thought leader and bringing your business to a different level. So if that resonates with you, just join us on the HeartPowered Business Circle, okay? It's really a powerful tribe, I can tell you. You will love to be with us. If you want to figure out if that's the right thing for you, we'll post the link, underneath. Just check it out. If you want to know more about it, reach out to us. We are here to give you guidance on how you can benefit from being part of our tribe. And, again, as you know, that I'm just here to serve and support you in the greatest way possible. So again, next week we will be back with another Inspiring Thought Thursday session, Facebook Live. And again, join us again, get inspired, get empowered. And next week we're going to speak about, again, we're going to follow our courageous thought leader formula. So this time we spoke about authentic. So next time, it is actually something that starts with the letter G, and that stands for being generous. Thought leaders are generous. They share their knowledge, they share their wisdom without being afraid that they run out of content, they run out of information or ideas of what to share. So next time, we're going to share with you a lot of suggestions on how can you be more generous? How can you share more of your wisdom and make sure that you still, no matter, the more you share, the more ideas you have of what else to share. The more ideas you have of what else, how else to help people. What other processes you could create to help people in a greater way. We help you really identify ways of how can you show up in a greater way to make greater money, and how can you package it in a way that you grow your business and you grow your impact on your journey. Okay, so we're going to talk about how can you be more generous, and at the same time, the more generous you become with sharing your wisdom and message in the world, how do you make sure that you never run out of content, of ideas, of information to share. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about next time. So thank you for showing up this time and being with us and playing with us. Again, you know that we are here to help you speak up, okay, grow your business, scale up your business, and impact the world in a greater way. Because when you do it with our guidance, we all do it together. Okay. Great, have a fabulous week, and I see you next week Thursday. And in the meantime, again, let's play in our HeartPowered Global Nation. It's great to have you here, okay? All the best. Until soon. Bye.